The Google Pixel 7a was just released and our reviewers have been checking it out over the last week. But the question that I have is this: is a phone that feels this much like the Pixel 7 really anything to get excited about? Should you consider this mid-tier variant, or should you just go for last year's flagship? By the end of this, I'm gonna let you know my thoughts, but let's get into it. Let's review the Pixel 7a and get down to some of the details. Okay, right off the top, I don't pretend to have any idea what goes through the minds of the people coming up with the pricing strategy, but the Google Pixel A series usually comes with some questions, primarily being, well, cool, but how much is this gonna cost me and what am I giving up? And that's where I started scratching my head. The Pixel 7a is going to set you back $499 USD, and that's only around $100 different from the flagship Pixel 7, which was released just last fall. It's got wireless and wired charging, but neither are very fast, with 7.5 watt wireless and 18 watt wired charging. The Pixel 7a matches the Pixel 7 with a metal frame and glass display, but that's where the material similarities stop, measuring in at 6.1 inches to the flagship's 6.3 inches, and swaps out Gorilla Glass Victus for Gorilla Glass 3. The Pixel 7a also ditches the rear glass panel for 3D thermoformed composite, better known as plastic. So there are some areas where cornings were cut. I mean, corners. Listen, a week with a phone really isn't long enough to give you a definitive battery detail and how things are gonna last, because the battery algorithm hasn't really adapted fully to our usage yet. But the Pixel 7a was definitely still a little disappointing. Looking back at the Pixel 6a, Google claimed that it could get 24 hours of use on a single charge, but we found that it fell short of that. And again, this time around, they're claiming that it can still get 24 hours without using extreme battery saver mode. But even then, to get a full charge with that 18 watt wall charger, you're going to be tethered to the wall for a solid 2 hours to get 100%, so not great. Using the phone with the 90 Hz refresh rate turned up, you're likely not going to come anywhere close to those numbers, and you might be looking for a charge sooner than you'd think. However, if you tone down the refresh rate, stick to the basic internet browsing, maybe play a little light game or two, you should still be able to end up with about 20% battery by the end of your day when you head to bed. But let's just say you've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos, you're making video calls to friends, taking photos and more. You're gonna be stuck with some pretty slow charging at 18 watts wired if you're using a 20 watt or better charger. It would have been nice to see Google go with a bit faster charge rate. I'd even settle for the Pixel 7 Pro's advertised 23 watt charge rates, but it's just something that you're gonna have to learn to live with. Okay, so if your day looks anything like what I just mentioned, we also noticed that the Tensor G2 chipset does run pretty warm in the hands, and that's just something that you're gonna have to consider. I'll be completely honest, the Pixel 7a doesn't actually feel any more powerful than the Pixel 6a. It doesn't really have to though, since the Pixel 6a rarely stuttered or struggled with day-to-day tasks. Google's Tensor G2 chipset might look like a powerhouse upgrade, but it doesn't bring blinding benchmark improvements over the original Tensor. Instead, the Pixel 7a lands almost directly next to its predecessor, the Pixel 6a, on our leaderboard. And when it comes to the cameras, Google has surprisingly come to the table with a new piece of hardware this year. You aren't going to find the classic Google 12 megapixel camera. In fact, there isn't a single 12 megapixel camera to be found on this phone. The Pixel 7a features a brand new 64 megapixel quad Bayer image sensor with a wide angle lens, which takes advantage of pixel binning to give you crispy and punchy images, as well as a complementary 13 megapixel ultra wide with a 120 degree field of view. And on the front, you'll have a 13 megapixel slightly more narrow 95 degree field of view selfie cam. Just as in previous generations, you'll get the standard Google camera app with computational photography to make your pics look really pleasing. It's one thing that keeps this mid-tier phone punching above its weight class time and time again for us. If you want to get a deep dive into the camera specs and everything else, make sure that you check out our full review on AndroidAuthority.com. But overall, for the price of $500 USD, it's as mid-tier comes. The Pixel 7a is $50 more than the Samsung A54, and if you're really on a budget, Google has repriced the Pixel 6a to just $349 USD. So that might make more sense if you still want to get a Google phone, but you're on a budget. The Pixel 7a has still got a lot of premium features that you didn't get with some previous versions of the A series phone. You get the same Tensor G2 chip that was found inside of the 2022 flagship, and that makes this thing fun to use with crispy 90 Hz refresh rate. It also is a first in the A series to get wireless charging, even if it is only 7.5 watts. And Google has stepped up their game by offering something new for photography enthusiasts with a really nice 64 megapixel main shooter. I can say without a doubt that the Pixel 7a is Google's most polished, most complete mid-range offering to date. It makes compromises where it has to, cuts a few corners, and as our reviewer Ryan Haynes had told me in a text message, it's annoyingly good and not good enough at the same time. But the Pixel 7a is still only $100 less than the Pixel 7 right now, and so it's hard for me to really place this one. If you have the money to spend, it might just be the standard Pixel 7 for the win, especially if you can find a deal on it. What do you think? Would you pick up the 7a over the Pixel 7, or are you gonna grab the Pixel 6a? Let us know in the comments down below. But thank you for watching. I'm Ryan from Authority Media, and remember to be kind, and we'll see you on the next one. That'll stop traffic. It might make a couple accidents happen.